Hey real fam. So before I share more about why I'm doing this video, I just want to say this to you that if I've got something on my mind, I will make it a point to share it. I will find ways to do it. I will do what my heart desires, no matter the time, no matter how I feel at the moment, whether I'm feeling tired, but if there's that burning desire to do something, I'm gonna do it. So it's exactly 1:32 a.m. and I'm awake in Hartebeest Spirit in a very lovely conference and wedding space, beautiful accommodation. You'll be sure to see the video that I'm gonna share with the view of my room and just this place itself. So I don't know, I just couldn't sleep, and not only that, I felt like I needed to share what was in my heart, right? And I was like, you know what, you've had a long day, you've been busy with work, strategy planning, all of those things. After that, I went for my run and walk, and I'm exhausted, but I was like, I still need to do this. I still need to do this. So we're gonna relax and do it. And I'm loving the relaxed me because real fam, I think as much as we want the best quality content, cameras, lights, makeup, and all of that, there are days where you just want to have a conversation. So this is one of those days where I feel like I just want to have a conversation with my real fam, with my family, okay? Using my iPhone, no mic, but with the hope that you can hear me and of course see me. Of course, I'll make sure that there's a bit of quality in place so that I don't compromise the quality of the content that I've been creating, right? But it doesn't mean that I have to like be on some makeup, have, you know, figured out, like have everything figured out. Okay, some days you just want to relax. Imagine anyway at 1:30 a.m. with makeup. I just want to relax. I just want to relax. Anyway, what's in my heart or what I've been thinking about or wanting to share is, of course, what we've been talking about lately, giving ourselves grace. And this is an unscripted version of giving yourself grace. And I think I want to talk about me. And talking about me is with the hope that you will find a little piece of yourself, and not to kind of compare, but to kind of get that piece of yourself or find yourself, you know. So how I give myself grace, real fam. And first of all, before I answer that question, how hashtag sis give yourself grace came about, it came about in moments where I felt like, Ntabi, you are really in a position where you are losing yourself. You are questioning your worth. You are questioning the kind of person that you are. And that to me was not giving myself grace. It came in moments where I felt unworthy. I felt undeserving. And I felt like I didn't belong in certain rooms. And I really had to give myself grace, because the fact that God places me in certain spaces, it means that I'm deserving to be there. And the fact that God brings challenges in my life, and no matter how many voices in the world are there, his voice is powerful, and his voice is also instilled in me to understand that I am worthy, I am whole. So sometimes when I question my worth, I really tapped into that space where I'm like, "Oh, I'm not really being kind to myself. I'm not doing good by myself or doing good by me." And I really had to give myself grace. Real time, I had to give myself grace with understanding that there's so many things that I wish to do, but the season does not allow. I had to give myself grace and understand that certain things that I wanted for myself or that I thought I wanted were not meant for me. And I think, in a personal level, the people in my life, people that came into my life and left my life, there was points or moments where I would hold on to them, hold on and feel like these are the people that belong in my life and I cannot let them go, without realizing that no, God send people in your life for a specific purpose and for a specific season. Sometimes they're not meant to be there forever or stay there forever. And that's something that I used to struggle with because I always held on to people even through pain, even when I realized that actually this is not serving me in any way. But because I think or I thought that these people belong in my life, they're a part of me, I I really held on. And I needed to give myself grace because even though I eventually let them go and allow them to just spread their wings and fly high because of how they were not serving me, I had to forgive myself because sometimes you question yourself, but like for example, you are in a relationship where you can see that nothing is happening, there's no direction, but you're holding on, you've got so much hope, but you can see that actually there's nothing here, there's nothing for you here. So when you think about those things, when you think about the fact that you have wasted more time being with someone who doesn't see you, who doesn't value you, someone whose season is over in your life, but you are there. But you are there and you become hard on yourself because you feel like, oh, I could have done better. Mm-mm. We need to give ourselves more grace. And I think that's something that I had to do, to give myself grace enough to say, listen, you are not a bad person. If you decide to let go of certain people or feel like telling them will hurt them, understand that you need to give yourself grace and understand that there's nothing much you can do and you're not the carrier of other people's pains. And don't be afraid to stand your ground, because I think as someone who is healing and working towards this thing of people pleasing, healing from people pleasing syndrome, I used to find it hard to really stand my ground and think more for me, because I would often put other people first, which meant that I suffer more. I suffer in pain. I suffer in silence. And I did not give myself grace at that moment. Because sometimes giving yourself grace is not just forgiving yourself of all the things that you feel like you didn't do right, but also giving yourself grace is also understanding that you cannot be the fixer. You cannot be a person who will mend or heal other people's hearts. You are not in control or responsible for that part. And it's not your responsibility to wonder how they are feeling. Like, are they okay? Are they going to be okay if I decide to do this or say this? Learn to choose yourself. Learn to prioritize yourself, because there are moments in life where you'll realize that you've got you. You've got you. God has got your back, but You're all you have. You are all you've got. Especially in moments where you are in a space where you are having a conversation with self. You are in a space where you're doing that self introspection. You will realize certain things that actually this and that, they're not it. They're not for me. So you really need to understand that you have you. And the beauty about understanding this part is that only you know your heart, you know how you feel. Yes, it's you and God, but in this moment, I'm talking about you because only you know what feels right by you. Only you know what does not serve you. And no one will ever know that unless or until you say it. Because that's another problem. If you're not going to say it, no one will know. If you're not going to stand your ground and be firm and be clear about your intentions, about who you are, about your about, no one else will come and do that for you. So if you're just flowing with the wind and not being clear with self, and actually not necessarily, so what I'm trying to say is that not necessarily you not knowing how to be clear. You know exactly that, okay, these are my intentions, this is me. But because you are that people pleasing person, you decide to not stand your ground. You decide not to voice, voice out how you feel. Instead, you decide to watch to dim your light. You decide to do this. You decide to dim your light because you feel like other people are more deserving than you. You feel like other people are more deserving of peace, joy, more than you. Other people are more deserving of being in certain spaces than you. Other people are more deserving of all the beautiful things, but not you. All people are deserving of kindness except for you. So you're willing to just take in anything. And kindness, words that break you, or words that really make you feel less of a woman, less of yourself. Words that you make you feel unworthy. Negativity, you allow it in your life. Because why? You feel like, no, other people are more deserving than I do, so I'll just carry the burden. Sis, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace and put yourself first, and understand that the season of your life is really a season for you to give you grace, because God's grace is sufficient for all of us. And there's so much grace for today, for tomorrow, and every day. So if you're not going to open your arms, your eyes, your heart, your hands to receiving the amazing grace that God has in store for you, by also giving yourself grace, then it's a problem. It's a problem. And this is unscripted. I just wanted to share that, to say I had to give myself grace on a lot of things. I had to give myself grace on some of those things and realize that, girl, you can't be the fixer. I must say, my friend read this book the other day, and I'm still thinking about that book. And what she told me resonated, and it still resonates, to say, you are the fixer. And I'm giving myself grace to understand that I cannot fix everything. Some things are not meant to be fixed by me at all. I should learn to see that broken glass and pass it, or just take it and put it in the trash. That's what I have to learn to do. Because sometimes I'm not even needed. I'm not even needed in certain spaces where I want to fix. So I have to learn and unlearn that, hey, you really can't be Miss Fixer. Be you and do you. Let me leave it here, Royal Fam. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you took something out of this. If you did, please share with me. Share your opinion. I want us to engage. I think I'm loving the engagements that you guys are bringing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So do comment, share, and of course subscribe if you haven't. Like this video so that more people can watch it. Okay, and thank you for being in this relaxed mode with me at this time of the night. Let me sleep because at 6:30 a.m. I have to be out on a walk or run. So I love you and take care. Don't forget to make today count